Hello, my Wolfies today, and we're just starting off back at story time. So, hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be drawing while doing story time. So, a long time ago, when I was just a little kid, let's just say I had an imaginary friend. Okay, my imaginary friend, we'll call him for now Chris. And because I really like the name Chris for some reason. So, a long time ago, when I was just a little baby, I would dream about this boy. I don't know who he was. I've never met him before. I might have met him at a pool party, but I didn't know his name. So there was a similar kid at a pool party that I went to as a younger kid, and severely injured myself. One of the kids pushed me down. I fell on the concrete floor. And remember that there was a lot of rocks there, so my knee was bleeding and I was screaming on the top of my lungs because my knee had been very injured. I don't know why there was so much blood, but there was a pool of blood. I was screaming and all the kids were worried that they were going to get in trouble, even though none of them confessed that they did it. So I was bleeding and crying and screaming while no one came to help me. I was just sitting there alone and terrified of my knee. Then finally someone's mother came up to me and bandaged me up. I was crying in pain that we had to go home. 1 year later, I started dreaming about this boy. And obviously, we named him Chris. So Chris actually popped up in my dream. And apparently in my dream as a kid, he was a killer for some reason. I don't know why. Mom, Dad watching this, you might not want to hear this from your kid. So I remember him murdering me in the dream and then me murdering him back. It was very strange how it looked like someone from the pool party that might have pushed me. I still think about that today. It's very creepy and very weird. Because I had barely known him. I just saw him, didn't get his name or anything. All I know is that he probably was the one who pushed me. Maybe that's just from me remembering how I severely injured myself on my knee. Because there was a cup full of blood, and the mom was just and the mom of the kid was just trying to heal it, but there was so much blood. I don't know why I had so much blood for some reason. I still wonder that today. I fell on a lot of little pebbles and big rocks, and they were sharp, so that's probably the case of why I bleeded so much and was screaming. Still wonder that today. It was very weird, because I had barely known him. So that was one thing that was weird. Yeah. That was one of the things that was very weird that stuck with me for a while. Next story. Ooh, I know a good one. One day I was just chilling with my dog. My dog was in the backyard, so I was just chilling, watching TV in the living room. When all of a sudden I thought I saw a wolf. And knowing that wolves are my favorite animal, I'm like, meh, and brushed it off. That was a mistake. Eventually, a couple of minutes later, I saw the wolf again. I started getting a little sus. Then I realized I was coming up to my neighbor, and then I pinched myself, and I wasn't dreaming. I ran up and screamed at my mom, telling her that she needed to come, that there was a wolf outside. Yeah. Yeah, there was. It had gone up to my neighbor. It didn't kill my neighbor, obviously. That wouldn't be family friendly. And, yeah, so my neighbor just approached it, filming for some reason. I was screaming, and my dad was gone at the time, so that was convenient. And I was just screaming and running in circles, while my mom was just trying to cooperate the situation instead of actually taking advantage of the time. So I was just like panicking, like, oh my god, we're gonna freaking die. And then guess what happened? It frickin' approached the window. At this point, I was screaming. I was like, what the frick is happening? My brother, guess where he was? Watching frickin' TV. Did not care. Well, me and my mother were both dying of heart attacks. That was the first time I ever saw a wolf. And we lived by a place that was like a little far away from the woods, so it was kind of shocking to see a wolf for the first time. Yeah, that was scary. We still think of that today. So that was one of the times that I got real spooked. The other time when I got really spooked, this time I'm going to express my dream. Okay? Okay. So, one day, I went to bed as a child, and I didn't go to the bathroom or anything. Like, nothing weird. Nothing happened. Nothing. So one day, you remember I got Chris, right? Well, the dream I was having of him was very, very, very weird. So the dream I was having of him murdering me was there was just like this contraption. And in my dream, if you put someone in there, they would explode. Like they would die. Like they would die. Like they would be gone forever. And in my dream, he murdered me. Like he physically and mentally murdered me. And I was just I didn't do anything about it in my dream, so I was just like cooperating what was happening in my dream. And I was just like that 3 years old, and I was just like, and I woke up crying, and my parents were like, what happened? And I'm like, it's really sad. Yeah, that was weird. That was very weird. Next story. This is the time I found my husky in a place where he wasn't supposed to be. So I loved my husky very much. I've had him since I was like, 6? And I've loved him very much. But recently, I've been a little spooked of him. He's been in places where he wasn't supposed to be, where I haven't put him. One day, I was just chilling, and I went to the bathroom, and I was playing with my husky at the time, so I told him to stay, obviously, as my child self. No, I'm joking. I didn't. I was like 9. I was like 8 at the time, okay? And I was just like going to the bathroom as a normal kid would. I was scared of what happened next. When I came back, so I had placed him in a spot that was probably dumb. I placed him in my closet so my brother wouldn't steal him again. Guess where I found him? On my fucking bed. My freaking bed! And I was just like cooperating what had just happened. And I was just like, look, and guess in the position. my husky was sitting down, staring directly at me. And I was in the middle of the room, right next to my PC. And it was just looking at me, straight in the freaking eyes. And I was just like, nope. I ran out of the room. I was like, nope. I touched it, it fell over, off the bed, even though it wasn't really at the edge. It's kind of in the middle. And it just like wobbled over to the edge and fell over. And I'm just like, what the frick? I was just cooperating what was just happening. When it just like came out and just decided to fall to the ground. Okay, it sounds weird, but it's true. I'm still wondering about that today. Yes, it is creepy. Yes, it is. Next story. Alright. Let me think of one. So I never really had a crush. I was just friends with a lot of people. And at the age I was like popular. I was cool. I was a normal kid. I wasn't spoiled. And I wasn't like that spoiled brat that gets everything. I was just a cool kid. And I had lots of friends. It was nice. But there was one guy that I did not trust. And his name is Brian. He would always lie to people, telling them like, oh, I'll give you something. Okay, I know I say I'll give you something one day, but that's because we're in coronavirus. I was like, oh, sure, we had a deal. All right, I'll give you this. But after coronavirus, I made a lot of deals that I was planning to do this summer, and now we're in coronavirus. And it's getting worse. So now I can't even do it. I can't even do my deals. No, I can't even do trades. It's so sad. So one day, he had the audacity. He had the freaking audacity to say that someone was in his room that came out of his TV. And I'm like, yeah, and sure, pigs fly. Like, I did not believe him once. And everyone was, like, believing him, and I'm like, are you guys freaking idiots? I'm like, that's not possible. No one can come out your TV, man. But he was just saying, like, someone came out of his TV. I wasn't buying it. Everyone was like, oh, that's so scary. Me over in the room. You freaking believe him, man? You motherfreaking believe him? I was shocked to how many people had believed him. Because, like, he was obviously lying. He was obviously lying. And everyone had just believed him. So he had lied before many times. So many times I don't even want to say. So a lot of the times he would just say like promises that he never came true. One of the times I found an extremely rare Pokemon and I was going to go give it to Lost and Found or keep it if no one. I was thinking like, wait, if I go to Lost and Found, everyone's just going to say, oh, it's mine because I want it. So I was about to go tell a teacher or something when Brian came up to me and said, if you give me that, I'll give you a Kit Kat bar that's in my fridge. So I was like, ooh, I love Kit Kats. So I gave him it. Guess what? So a couple months later, he brought it to school, but didn't give it to me and gave it to his friend. And I'm like, you gave the frickin' thing to your friend? Are you frickin' serious? And I confronted him about it, and he said, oh, I'll do it later. Never did it. The second time he lied, he said that Chucky came out of his TV and tried hurting him. What the frick, man? I know kids make dumb lies, but that was the weirdest lie I've ever heard. And I'm